Hey there, Landria Onkka here, founder of digitalexplorers.net. I have something really important to talk to you. Boy, breaking these habits, conditioning, thinking, it is not easy. I'm going to point something out today and ask you if you're doing this, because this just came up with a student that's onboarding, and he asked me this one question. I realized he still has the programming and we have to work on this. I want to tell you what I'm doing to help anybody out there who's entrepreneurial, who's not having the success they want, or not even stepping into that world, to find out what would happen. You want to find out what's going to happen? We can solve that problem right now. Let's go. Welcome to Digital Explorers on YouTube, and you may be watching this off your email. Okay, let's talk about this, and that is the doubt that comes in to making changes in your life that you want, that are foreign to you. How many of you have wanted to get out of your situations, and as soon as you start to make a decision, you start to look at that other thing you're going to as what's going to save you? Herein lies the 97% of people who fail in businesses. Yeah, the ones that aren't getting the training, aren't doing the 5 critical steps that I put in place. But here's the overlying, overall, big component to all of that, which makes my training so different in how you can start it today, whether you join me or not. And that is the whole mindset of the entrepreneur that's successful. Doesn't rely on the system. I've been through many systems. I went through a system where probably 3% ever made any real money in it. And I made 7 figures. So was the system what was so great? Or is the system bad for those other people? No, it's the entrepreneur and their drive and their ability to be a success. So somebody asked me recently, so what's the track record of your students? Are they making money? And I thought, wait a second, you're going to base my training success on their success? So if somebody slacks off or doesn't do it or self-sabotages, that's going to go against my reputation? No, it's not. Look at the trainer. I have 100% profitable businesses online. I've never had one go down, okay? My first one was 7 figures, and the next 2, each multiple 6 figures and growing. One is digitalexplorers.net. That's a year and a half. We're coming up on 2 years in 2025, and it's going strong. It was voted by Pepperdine University a finalist for most fundable companies 2025. Most startups don't survive the first year. 90% go down. None of mine have. Look at your trainer. But here's the second component to that success training. If you've watched my free webinar, the 5 critical success steps that they're not applying out there, and the other training systems, people are like, why isn't this working? They don't know what they don't know. If you go to my platform, I teach you everything you need to know. Unless you want to be a specialist, that would be a little different. But I'll work with you. I'll find out what's so amazing about you, what your skills, your desires, your passions. We build something, and we build a real business. But here's that big component, that big thing that encircles all of this, is there has to be a mindset shift to make anything successful. You could go to Harvard and flunk out, right? You're going to blame Harvard? No. Harvard's a great school. They cannot guarantee your success once you walk out the door. So you complete everything at Harvard and maybe even do well in the training. You go out and you flop. Harvard does not say, hey, we're going to assure that all of you are successful attorneys or doctors or whatever. No, nor will they. Because it's always up to you, and you have to take that responsibility. And when you do, you become really powerful. Now, I started out, my first big brand was Breakthrough Fear, and it's still going. I'm actually relaunching the whole thing again to take it to the next level. Why? Without fear, or at least the ability to break through fear, we go after what we want and we empower ourselves. We don't look at somebody else to save us. or somebody else's success is a gauge of my success. It doesn't work that way. Your success is yours alone. You can achieve it, but not if you're going into the next big thing with the same mindset. So because I come from a self-development training system that I created, I have a best-selling book. What happens? My students in that program have had major breakthroughs. We changed the thinking by choice, their choice to change what they're doing that isn't serving them well. We do the same thing in Digital Explorers. I actually have mindset shift training. I want to break any habits before we launch. When we go into base camp and we start to build your business, we start to look at what could possibly stop you from being successful. Now we've got everything set up. Creation Station, we created everything in there. It's great. We're getting ready to build it out and launch. I want to end those self-sabotage and negative thoughts that are going to do the same thing to whatever beautiful thing you built in Digital Explorers. So we do have a big mindset component in there, because I know a lot of you keep doing the same thing over and over again, hopping to the next bright, shiny thing, and I'm not it, right? I'm not the bright, shiny thing. I'm the real deal. And I, as your coach, have demonstrated that what I do works. And by the way, my success comes from organic marketing and strategies, not selling people or fake, buy my stuff and fake promises. I tell people this is how it works. It's valuable. We're going to offer it to you. And that's why Digital Explorers is a planet conscious focused business. Everybody in there wants to do good for the planet. For themselves first, they change their lives, and that's not easy. A lot of mind shift going on over there. I realize that business training has to include that. If we're going to take every entrepreneur off the street who wants to be successful and create that success, we have to hit that. And that's why they're not. The other entrepreneurs, they have something special. No, they don't. They just don't have that failure component in their brain. They may think it, but like Breakthrough Fear teaches, they don't listen to it, right? They pass it up. They know it exists, and they use it to motivate them. Use fear to motivate you. Are you afraid you can't pay your bills? Great, let's get started. Let's get you going. But I also use logic, and that is, let's get some money coming in so you can pay your bills and relax. Not this, this is going to save me, and I'm going to be a millionaire, and you ignore it. If you saw my story about my girlfriend's boyfriend was parking my car, and I thought he was a millionaire. He had a startup. He says, no, I have trucks to buy, I have people to hire, I've got bills to pay. He said, so I work night jobs to pay for my business. And that reality, I was in college at the time, really sunk in that that's what successful people do. So that we do that at Digital Explorers. We say, okay, let's get you some remote positions. Let's look at what that looks like. Make sure that you can pay your bills, and then while you're building your business, and then it's going to be that much sweeter when you launch and you start making money, and you can say, I quit. Not out of spite, but thank you. You kept me going while I built that thing that I really love. Does this make sense? So if you're doing this, knock it off. My tough love video. And if you want to explore this and you haven't seen the 5 critical steps to successful businesses online or anywhere, 5 critical steps, and most people aren't doing it. And you cannot miss any one of these critical steps. If one component is missing, you have a very good chance of failure. When you watch the video, the webinar, you'll know why. It makes sense, right? We want to be business owners, and we want to be on solid ground. Not like Miami, we got buildings falling apart here because they were built on sand. They look great, but eventually they will topple over. Let's build something really solid the right way. And if you're not ready for that, there's a lot of programs out there. When you get tired of spending your money on them, come on over and see me. I'll see you in the next video.